Be me, Sophie, 29, director of a boutique contemporary art gallery in Mayfair, London. Married to Arthur, 38 for 3 years. Arthur is a hedge fund portfolio manager. He is the kind of man who wears bespoke suits, drinks scotch, aged older than me, and has a spreadsheet for everything. He funded the gallery. He paid off my student loans from Central St. Martin's. He bought us the townhouse in Kensington. I love him, in a way. I love the safety. I love that he looks at me like I'm a piece of rare porcelain he managed to acquire at auction. But God, he is dull. Dinner conversations are about market volatility and interest rates. He plans sex on the calendar. Tuesday and Saturday. Missionary. Lights off. Efficient. I tell my friends, Clara and Elodie, that I'm content. We drink 20-pounds cocktails at members-only clubs and complain about the patriarchy. Clara is single, sleeps with DJs, always tired but always excited. Elodie is married to a lord cheating on him with her tennis coach. We talk about how marriage is an archaic institution. Arthur is sweet, I'd say, swirling my martini, but he doesn't understand the soul of an artist. He buys the art. Sophie, he doesn't feel it. Clara would laugh. I'd nod. I felt superior. I was the intellectual trapped in a gilded cage of my own design. My Instagram was curated perfection. Photos of me in front of abstract paintings, captions about emotional labor and breaking the male gaze. Arthur would like every post within 5 minutes. Proud of you, darling, he'd comment. It made me cringe. Like a dog waiting for a treat. Late 20s crisis hits hard. I felt my youth slipping away into dinner parties and charity galas. Then came the Venice Biennale. May, the most important art event of the year. I told Arthur I had to go for networking. Scout new talent. Of course, he said. Book the best hotel. Put it on the black card. He couldn't come. Quarterly reports. I pretended to be sad. Inside, I was screaming with relief. I booked a suite at the Gritty Palace. Me and Clara. Venice was humid, smelling of salt and ancient stone. We spent the days looking at pavilions and the nights drinking Aperol Spritz by the liter. It felt like university again. Before I became Arthur's wife, third night, a private party at a palazzo on the Grand Canal. Masks, champagne, techno music thumping against frescoed walls. I was wearing a silk slip dress, red lipstick. I felt dangerous. That's when I saw him. Julian, my ex from art school. The one who burned my thesis painting because attachment is bourgeois. The one who cheated on me with his life model. The one who broke my heart so bad I married a banker. He looked older. Scruffy beard, paint under his fingernails, linen suit that cost more than it looked. He was smoking on the balcony. I should have walked away. I walked onto the balcony. Sophie, he said. Didn't even look surprised. His voice was gravel and smoke. Julian, I heard you're doing installations now. I heard you sold out. He grinned. That crooked, arrogant grin. My stomach did a backflip. I didn't sell out. I grew up. Is that what they call it in Kensington? He stepped closer. Smelled like turpentine and expensive tobacco. You look miserable, Soph. I'm happy. I'm married to the money guy. I know. I Googled him. Looks like he sleeps in a tie. I laughed. I couldn't help it. He treats me well. Does he make you feel alive? Classic manipulator line. I knew it was a line. I didn't care. We talked for hours. He told me about his studio in Berlin, the raves, the freedom. He made me feel like the boring curator wife was a costume I could take off. Clara found us at 2 a.m. We're going to an after party at Julian's rental, she said drunk. We went. It was a crumbling apartment filled with half-finished sculptures. More wine. Clara passed out on a beanbag. Julian put a record on. Velvet Underground. Cliché but effective. We danced. He touched my waist. Just for old time's sake, he whispered. I'm married, Julian. Venice isn't real life. It's a floating city. Nothing counts here. God, I was so stupid. I let him kiss me. It was chaotic, messy, passionate. Everything Arthur wasn't. We slept together on a mattress on the floor. I felt like a starving artist again. I felt authentic. Morning came, sun hitting the dirty windows, hangover from hell. I looked at Julian sleeping, mouth open, snoring. Suddenly, he didn't look like a romantic rebel. He looked like a 30-year-old man who couldn't afford bed frames. Panic set in. I gathered my clothes, woke up Clara, and we fled. We never speak of this, I told Clara on the water taxi. Speak of what? She winked. I blocked Julian's number before we even got to the airport. The flight back to London was a guilt trip. Arthur picked me up at Heathrow, holding a bouquet of peonies. "Welcome home, darling. Did you find any masterpieces?" I hugged him so tight. "Just missed you." I lied. I threw myself into being the perfect wife. Cooked dinner. Planned a weekend in the Cotswolds. I pushed Venice into a mental box and locked it. 6 weeks later. Morning sickness? I stared at the positive test in the marble bathroom of our Kensington home. Terror. Pure, cold terror. I did the math. Venice, May 12th, 15th. Arthur and I had sex. May 8th and May 20th. Ovulation app said peak fertility. May 13th. Oh God. It could be either. But statistics. We used condoms with Julian. Or did we? The memory was blurry with wine. I think we started with 1. Did it break? Did we go round 2 without? I couldn't remember. But Arthur and I were trying. Sort of. Not preventing. It had to be Arthur's. It was Arthur's. I decided it was Arthur's. I walked into the living room. Arthur was reading the Financial Times. "Arthur." He looked up. "I'm pregnant." The paper dropped. He stood up, eyes watering. He picked me up and spun me around. "Sophie, this is the best news." He was crying. Real tears. "I've started a trust fund already," he joked, wiping his eyes. "We need to convert the guest room. I'll call the architect." Guilt gnawed at me, but I shoved it down. I was protecting him. Telling him would destroy him. This was a mercy. The pregnancy was easy. I glowed. I posted bump updates, creating life. The ultimate art form. Likes poured in. Arthur was doting messages, cravings, everything. He was so happy. I convinced myself the Venice thing never happened. It was a dream, a glitch. Julian was a ghost. 8 months in, I get a DM request on a burner account I used to stalk rival galleries. It's Julian. "Heard you're prego? Congrats." My heart stopped. I didn't reply. Another message. "Timeline is interesting, though." Venice was fun. I blocked him, sweating. He knew. Or he suspected. I told myself he was just fishing. He couldn't know. January. Labor. Arthur held my hand the whole time. "You're doing great, Sophie. Breathe." He was my rock. Leo was born at 4 a.m. A boy. I looked at him frantically. 10 fingers, 10 toes, dark hair, like Arthur. Blue eyes, like me. Arthur has brown eyes. Julian has green. Blue is recessive. It works. It's fine. Arthur held him like he was made of gold. "He's perfect, Sophie. He looks just like you." We named him Leo. Life returned to normal. Better than normal. We were a family, but Leo grew. By 6 months, his features sharpened. He had a dimple in his chin. Arthur didn't have a dimple. I didn't have a dimple. Julian had a cleft chin. I started Googling cleft chin genetics. Dominant trait. If neither parent has it, the child shouldn't. I stopped sleeping. Every time Arthur looked at Leo, I held my breath. Arthur didn't seem to notice. He was obsessed with the baby. One evening, Arthur came home early. He was quiet. "Hard day at the office?" I asked, pouring wine. "You could say that," he said. He didn't kiss me. He went straight to the nursery. I followed. He was standing over the crib just looking. "He's getting big," Arthur said. "He is." "Sophie." "Yes." I ran into an old friend today, from the bank's Berlin branch. My blood ran cold. "Oh, he was at an art show. Some avant-garde thing." Said he saw a photo of the artist from a few years back. He turned to look at me. His face was blank. The banker face. Said he looked familiar. "Like someone you used to date." "I dated a lot of people in art school, Arthur." "Julian. The one who does the installations." "I think so. Why?" My friend said Julian was bragging at a bar about his time in Venice last year. Silence. The air in the nursery felt heavy. He said he hooked up with a married curator from London. I laughed. A high, brittle sound. "Arthur, that's ridiculous. Julian is a liar. He's a chaotic mess." "Is he? You're not actually listening to gossip, are you? This is beneath you. I trust you, Sophie." "Good, because that's insane. But trust is verifiable. Excuse me, in finance we audit, even the things we trust. Are you talking about auditing our marriage? I'm talking about peace of mind." He reached into his suit pocket, pulled out a swab kit. "What is that?" Just a simple test. For Leo, you want to DNA test our son. I went on the offensive. How dare you? After everything I've done? I carried him for 9 months. I gave up my body. If it's mine, it's just a piece of paper, Sophie. It changes nothing. It changes everything. It means you think I'm a whore. I started crying. Weaponized tears. You're letting your insecurities ruin our family. Just because you're boring and you think I'm too good for you. I said the quiet part out loud. Arthur didn't flinch. Too good for me? Yes. I gave you culture. I gave you a life outside of spreadsheets. And this is how you repay me? Do the test, Sophie. No. If you don't trust me, get out. I gambled everything on his fear of losing me. Arthur looked at me. Really looked at me. Okay. He put the kit back in his pocket. I won't force you. I exhaled. Thank you. Now, please, let's just forget this madness. He walked out of the room. I thought I won. 2 days later, I come home from the gallery. The locks don't work. Weird. I ring the bell. The door opens. It's a security guard I don't recognize. Mrs. In. Sophie? Yes. Who are you? Why doesn't my key work? Mr. Arthur has requested you wait in the car. He's sending a driver. What? My phone buzzes. Email from Arthur. Subject, audit results. Attachment, PDF. I open it on the porch, trembling.
It's not a DNA test. It's a medical record.
Dated 4 years ago. Patient, Arthur James Sterling. Procedure, vasectomy. Notes, confirmed azoospermia, 0 sperm count. Post-op check successful. My phone falls out of my hand. Crack on the pavement. He knew. He knew the second I told him I was pregnant. He knew for the entire 9 months. He knew while he was painting the nursery. He knew while he held my hand during labor. He was waiting. Why? Another email comes through. From his lawyer. Divorce petition. Eviction notice. And a personal note from Arthur. I wanted to see how far you would go. I wanted to see if you had a conscience. You didn't. You looked me in the eye and lied every single day for a year. The locks have been changed. Your personal items are in storage. The gallery lease has been terminated effective immediately. The accounts are frozen. Leo is not my son. You are not my wife. Goodbye, Sophie. I banged on the door, screaming. Neighbors watching from their windows. Arthur, please. It was a mistake. He's just a baby. You loved him yesterday. The security guard stepped forward. Ma'am, you need to leave or I'm calling the police. I sat on the steps of the £4 million house that wasn't mine anymore. It started to rain. London rain. Cold and gray. I had nowhere to go. Called Clara. Hey, can I crash? Arthur called my boyfriend. He told everyone stuff. Like, everyone. What? He sent the medical file to the group chat, the vasectomy one, and a timeline of your Venice trip. He did what? It's brutal. Everyone knows. Even the gallery investors. You're radioactive right now. Clara, I have a baby. I know. Look, I can't get involved. Arthur knows people in the industry. I have a show coming up. Click. She hung up. My feminist sisterhood evaporated the moment the money was threatened. I had to call my mom. She lives in a small flat in Birmingham. Mom, Arthur kicked me out. I know. He called me. He called you? He apologized for not being able to make the marriage work. He sounded heartbroken, Sophie. What did you do? I made a mistake. Is the baby his? Silence, Sophie. I don't know. Oh, God. Come home. But don't expect me to support you. I'm on a pension. I took the train to Birmingham. Leo crying the whole way. No nanny, no driver. Just me and a pram and 2 suitcases of designer clothes I couldn't wear anymore. I tried to contact Julian. Found his email. Julian, it's Sophie. The baby is yours. Arthur threw me out. I need help. Reply 2 days later from his assistant. Julian is currently on a residency in Tokyo and does not wish to be disturbed. Regarding your claims, please direct all future correspondence to his legal team. Any attempt to seek paternity support will be met with a countersuit for defamation unless strict proof is provided. Julian has no interest in domestic life. He didn't want the bourgeois attachment. He just wanted the muse. I was alone. 6 months later, living in my childhood bedroom, single mom, working at a high street retail store. Folding cheap t-shirts. Sophie, table 4 needs folding. Coming. My art history degree is useless. Reputation in the art world is torched. The fraud. I saw a post on LinkedIn yesterday. Arthur, Thrilled to announce my engagement to Elena. Elena, a pediatrician. She looks kind. Simple, beautiful, brown eyes. They look happy. He looks younger, lighter, like he dropped a heavy weight he'd been carrying for years. I looked at Leo playing on the carpet. He has Julian's cleft chin. He has Julian's chaotic temper. I love him. But every time I look at him, I see the night in Venice that cost me my life. I opened my old Instagram. Archived. Found a post from 2 years ago. Me, holding a glass of wine, smirking. Caption: Men are simple. Women are complex. Never apologize for being the main character. I read the comments. Queen, slay, teach us. I deleted the account. The irony is suffocating. Arthur wasn't simple. He was playing chess while I was playing checkers. And I lost. I lost everything. Leo starts crying. I'm coming. I whisper. Be me. Alone. Broke. The smartest person in the room. Until I wasn't.